Welcome to Singapore. We've come here for a city break in the middle of our round the world trip on the motorcycle. So this morning we actually got on a flight from Kuala Lumpur to Singapore, really easy. I think the flight was only an hour and we have arrived. And we're going to spend the next few days exploring Singapore before we head to our next destination where our motorcycle is waiting for us. So without further ado, let's go and explore Singapore. So this is where we're staying in the Arab Quarter called Hotel Clover, and it's really nice actually. Our room doesn't technically have windows, but it is a bargain. But we've come out because we want to start exploring a little bit more of Singapore. So we're going to head on a stroll really. We've not got too much of a destination planned. I think we're going to be heading towards the gardens, but we'll just mosey our way through the giant skyscrapers, but also the little streets that Singapore has to offer. It's a real mix match of a city.
It is actually. This is a really good area to stay in. We weren't entirely sure where to pick when we chose. We actually based it on price really.
Yeah, we did.
But coincidentally, it's in a good location and it's one of the fewer hotels where it's actually an old 2 or 3 story building. Like most of the hotels are in these bigger high-rise ones. So we're staying in quite an old part of the town and in an old building, which is actually quite special.
So we're in the heart of the Arab Old Town now. We've got the mosque behind us, and I think that was Muscat Street, is that right, Sean?
That's right, named after the capital of Oman. This is where Arab traders and settlers settled, so to speak. So this forms the Arab district of Singapore, which is really interesting, and it has this mixed match of cultures here, which I wasn't expecting, to be honest, when we came to Singapore.
Yeah, the architecture is really interesting on this street as well. We've got 2-story and then I think even bigger buildings on this side with some real intricate details, but mostly down here is souvenirs and lots of restaurants, but they are all of Middle Eastern cuisine, so you can get apparently incredible falafel, incredible hummus and like meze platters in this quarter, and then you can just walk a kilometre and be in Chinatown and get some of the best Chinese
There's a lot
cuisine.
of Indian restaurants as well.
Yeah.
There's another part there, we can get that. But I wasn't expecting there to be such a well-preserved old town here in Singapore. My initial thought for some reason was just skyscrapers and tower blocks and like really modern business districts, but there is that too. But then there's this region here, and I believe there's a couple of other regions about 1 to 2 kilometres away from where we're staying, which is another place we could perhaps explore. It's, it's a really great place, Singapore. I think if you come here, you can experience Southeast Asia in all its varieties.
Yeah, but also in a tame way. I've just seen signs everywhere that say no touting. Touting must be illegal here.
No e-cigarettes, no spitting, no chewing gum,
No.
and everything comes with a fine. So, no jaywalking either, no crossing the lights while it's on red, and it's very much enforced, I believe, because no one is doing anything of the sort, which is actually quite good.
So we're now coming to a crossroads, so I think we need to find a way to cross without crossing illegally. So we've just wandered up Arab Street and now we're going to make our way through the maze of skyscrapers that Singapore has. It is kind of amazing, some of these buildings and how tall and how intricate the details and the architecture are. When you look in and you walk in here, you've got these tiny buildings, and then as soon as you look up, it is just incredible city. So we're not actually even in the business district or central business district yet, or near the waterfront. So I'm sure as we walk towards that area, we're going to get up close and personal with all of these skyscrapers.
So I think between here and the business district is about 5 to 7 malls. So it might take us a while to get you through them, but I think if we push on, we can get through without delay. But what I quite like about the Arab district there is it's lively, but it's not like too lively. It's no party town, but there is a lively atmosphere there. Plenty of choices.
That's the first beep I've heard.
It is, it's green, we can go.
In our time in Singapore, the traffic on the roads, obviously if you are wondering why we didn't bring our motorbike here, it's because it's very difficult to actually, it's not impossible, but it is difficult and sometimes not worth it to bring the bikes into Singapore.
No, I mean, there's a lot of paperwork. I think you even have to have a tracker on the bike.
Yeah.
A lot of expense. and for not really any gain, because it is just one big city, isn't it, Singapore?
Yeah, exactly. So we didn't think it was worth it for us, and it's quite cool to be able to fly in and almost have like a city break in the middle of our 2-year holiday.
And the reason we came here mostly is because the flight to our next destination was the cheapest price to come from Singapore. It was crazy. Flights are crazy at the moment. I don't really understand the algorithm, how they work them, but it was cheaper to like get a flight even from the UK than it was from Kuala Lumpur. So anyway, we've chosen those flights and we get to have a few days in Singapore as well, which is a nice bonus. And yeah, I'm glad we came here actually, because it looks like it's a really cool city.
We're now walking through the War Memorial Park, which is really in the centre of Singapore. It's quite a tall monument.
Actually, I think this one is to remind us of the occupation of Japan from 1942 to 1945.
But there is another one, isn't there?
Yeah, there is for the fallen, was it the fallen souls or something? But I think this one is from the Japan occupation. It'll probably have it in English on the other side. They normally have it in all different languages. But it's nice that in the city, as busy and big as this, you have these open green spaces, and lots of trees have been planted all around the city.
Yeah, Singapore has really strict city planning, so actually over 50% of the city is either parks or greenery, which is pretty awesome. Big
open pathways as well, so you can actually walk easily through the whole city. Some cities are not pedestrian friendly, but Singapore certainly is.
Here you go.
There we go, yeah. To the civilian victims of the Japanese occupation. Behind me here is two of the most important colonial buildings. We've got the City Hall there, which dates back to 1929, and the former Supreme Court there, which dates to 1939. But both of these buildings now have been used for the National Gallery of Singapore, so they're no longer used for their initial purpose, but there you can go and see one of the biggest collections of modern art in all of Southeast Asia.
So we've made our way down to the water and got this fantastic view of the central business district behind us, and I think if we walk under this bridge we're going to also get a great view of the iconic Marina Bay Sands hotel here in Singapore, which has become, I think, even more iconic with the association with Formula One, as that's where it's like very near the pit lane. It's not quite near it, like on it.
The circuit runs nearby,
but the circuit runs nearby.
The atmosphere here when the F1 is on must be tremendous, with the cars roaring through the city.
Yeah, I think we have to do a Formula One race at some point.
Some point? Well, tickets are not cheap on these days.
I think the cheapest one you can go to is Austria.
Oh, the Red Bull Ring?
Yeah,
possibly.
But we should be able to also see, I think it's the Science Museum, as we get out from under here. Some bicycles for rent, they might be fun to go around. The city is so easy to navigate. It would be great to have a bike or a scooter to go around. Oh wow.
We're on one of the footbridges here, which gives you a great view of the Marina Bay Sands Hotel, one of the most iconic and probably famous buildings here in Singapore. I think everybody will recognize that one. They do put on a little light show in the evenings as well. Wasn't the best, I'm going to admit, but it's good to see anyway. It's got quite a cool reflection in the water of the silhouette of the skyline as well that's just behind it. The Fullerton Hotel just behind us there was built in 1928, I think, so similar time to the City Hall. It was originally the General Post Office and also housed some of the governmental buildings, but I think in around 2001 it became a hotel and preserved in the city. There behind us is the merlion of Singapore. It is half fish, half lion. The lion head symbolises Singapore's name because Singapore means Lion City, and the fish body represents Singapore's beginnings as a fishing village called Temasek. It was designed in 1964, and I think that's one of the famous statues here in Singapore.
It is, with the amount of tourists and other travellers taking photos and selfies outside of it. I would say that it was one of the most iconic here, and you also get a great view of the Marina Sands Hotel. so it's a good place to stop. We're going to walk around Marina Bay now. You can take a little shortcut, but we're going to walk the long way so we can see what we can find. I think here there's a few restaurants that you can eat in, but I'm guessing they're going to be astronomically expensive. Singapore is renowned for being the most expensive country of Southeast Asia. Still, by Western standards, it is
I'd say it was almost on par with Switzerland.
Almost.
For prices.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit less. Switzerland still being the most expensive. We seem to be dodging the rain as well. It's been raining on and off. We've had some big thunderstorms here, so when it's dry, we need to get outside and see what we can see.
But it looks like a big black cloud is coming in now, so maybe we hop in for a coffee. Next on the walking tour of Singapore is the Shoppies at Marina Bay Sands, which may or may not be another mall, but it's a mall that you have to go in.
Oh, is it now? Right.
This is the one that's at the front and is below the Marina Bay Sands Hotel. So I think we'll walk through and then come out the other side, which is where the iconic gardens are, you know, with like the giant tree-like sculptures.
Oh, like the scaffolding trees?
Yes, that's one way
Do
to
they
put
have
them.
actual trees in them, or is
Yeah.
it just a structure? It is like a
No,
botanical garden?
Yeah, but with the light-up trees mixed in with the
okay.
other trees. I think, anyway, I haven't been.
Well, no point seeing it in the daytime, is it? If it's a light.
No, but you might have to wait until it goes dark later. Again, they have an evening show. It's at 7:45, and then there's another one, I think, at 8:45. So we'll have to kind of time that one to be able to see a light show. This looks like a terminal at an airport.
It does. I thought that as well. It's like it should have been an airport.
Wow, this is giving train station or...
The air conditioning bill for this place must be huge. It's freezing in here.
I think there's a coffee shop over there. There's one of
There's
those
always a coffee
Arabicas
shop.
ones. We wanted to try that one though. This is quite famous here in Singapore, Sean. You see that toast box down there?
Yeah.
It's the traditional breakfast of Singapore is to have like 2 pieces of toast and then 2 boiled eggs. That's what they've made.
Not very original, that is it?
But they've made this specific, like a chain, like Greg's. That's their version of Greg's.
Okay, right. Can you get a cheese toasty in there? Beans on toast.
So we've come into the food court here in the mall, and I was actually expecting the prices to be quite high, but I seem to have found 2 bargains in here. This was $9.90, and it is from Nana Curry, which is a Michelin star little restaurant here, and I've gone for their classic curry, and she recommended it with the roti. I said, can I have rice? And she was like, with the roti is better. So I took her word for it, and it is piping hot. And I also got for Sean kimchi style rice, but you can get pretty much every cuisine in here, which kind of sums up Singapore really. So let's give this a try. Ooh, that's quite interesting. It's fiery, very creamy. This is tofu inside of it and giant potatoes. Very interesting taste, not something I've had before. Not a traditional Indian curry. Definitely doesn't taste Middle Eastern at all either, or even Asian. This is quite a new flavour. So I'm going to tuck into this. Give it another try. It's nice.
Leaving the shopping centre and heading to the gardens by the bay. There's actually a little escalator that takes you to there, so that's where we're heading now. See quite a good view of the mall really from here. But I'm not sure if the weather's going to be any good when we get outside. It's looking a little bit overcast. It looks dry though.
Watch your head. That was well close.
To get here, you actually walk through the Marina Bay Sands towers. That's the one with the boat that's floating on the top. I didn't realise it was, they're all interconnected inside on the base layer anyway. There's like a big glass panel in between. But I think most of them are actually hotel at the bottom.
Yeah, I think so. I think maybe the end one might have some offices, isn't it? Or some shops, but we did see a few restaurants. But you walk kind of over this, like a bridge, and now we're entering Gardens by the Bay, which has been on my bucket list to come and see for a very long time. It's kind of twinkly light heaven at night.
This list of yours is quite a list, isn't it?
That's how we're going around the world.
Tick them off.
Yeah, but it looks a little different in the day than it will in the evening. So we're going to stay here until it goes dark and hopefully catch the light show at 7:45. So we pulled up at the entrance to the Skywalk, and there is kind of like a guy there that's like, well, have you got tickets? And I started to panic immediately, but luckily we went online and were able to book tickets on the day. I don't recommend you do this though, because certain of the attractions that we wanted to do are fully booked, so we're going to have to come back tomorrow and see those. But we got tickets to the Skywalk, which is kind of the main thing to do here in the park, so we're heading there now. The sun is just about setting, so it should be nice to get up into these magical trees.
Heading up the lift now to the top of the Skywalk.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
It's quite impressive, isn't it?
Okay, the bridge moves. The bridge moves.
It does quite a bit,
It
actually.
moves quite a bit more than expected.
It looks like something out of Avatar.
It does.
Are you coping with the bridge wobble then?
Okay, we're distracted by all of the beautiful lights and incredible view. It's so magical.
It's quite a construction, really. It's all suspended by wires. Perfectly safe. So we are midway through the light show. It's a totally different world up here at night time. The skyline of the city looks spectacular. It really changes the city, doesn't it, when it's night time?
Absolutely, this place is magical, and getting to see the light show up here on the Sky Bridge is so worth it. But we're going to head down now and walk through the rest of the garden in the evening, because like you said, Singapore comes alive at night. It really does. The 13 Singaporean dollars that it cost for us to go up. That was awesome. Even though I was a bit scared because the bridge does move a lot, and if you don't like heights, I don't think you'll like it. But it was definitely worth it. Definitely a highlight here in Singapore. But if you are on a budget, there are places that you can see the light show.
Yeah, there is usually a viewing platform
Yeah.
just as you get out the main building there, but it's been renovated at the moment, but it'll be fixed soon.
Yeah, this is free to enter the park, so you can come and enjoy it, which is really nice.
And I think when the Christmas market isn't there,
Yeah.
you can go underneath it as well.
Yeah, I think so. It was a good shout to stay up there for the lights, Sean, because we had an amazing view. And now we have a nice stroll back in the evening. The temperature in Singapore is perfect.
It is. It's a lot milder and less humid than it is in Kuala Lumpur. I don't know if it has a bit more exposure to the sea, which keeps it cooler, but it's nice here in Singapore. It's a good climate.
All right, I think we're gonna head back towards our hotel now, and then we're gonna come back here tomorrow to do some more of the attractions in this area. So we'll catch you in a bit. We're starting our day off today at Jurassic World here in the Cloud Forest in Singapore, which is so apt that the Cloud Forest is currently under the Jurassic World experience, because at least once per country I say, this feels like Jurassic Park. So we're gonna have an explore around here. We've just walked in and it already looks magical. So let's see what we can find here in the Cloud Forest.
I can be impressed and appreciate a lot of things, including a full-size Tyrannosaurus Rex. Dinosaurs have come a long way since my childhood. So dinosaurs aside, this whole exhibition has got a gigantic collection of all fauna and fauna. They even have like rare trees and endangered species in here. It's fascinating to see all of these species under one roof and some dinosaurs.
So we're walking on the bridges near the very top of the structure, I guess. It is beautiful up here, and it does feel like you are kind of on a cloud, because when you look down, you can just about see all underneath you through the mist that they're spraying on all of the plants and trees and shrubbery and dinosaurs that are living in the cloud forest. But a really, really cool experience here.
Yeah, it is. There's so many species of plants and flowers here. They had like the carnivorous section as well, the ones eating flies. There's also a lot of plants that we identify that we have back at home as well, but they've got pretty much everything here, and it's a nice relaxing place to come and see, and it gets you away from the heat of outside of the city. So we enjoyed that far more than we care to admit. I think you had a good time in there. Yeah?
I did, I loved it. It's proper wholesome fun, and those dinosaurs were so impressive. I think if you'd had a few drinks, you might have got a bit scared in there.
I would say so, yeah. What's next is the flower dome, which is a collection of orchids, I believe.
Yeah, all different types of flowers, but it's the building that's the most impressive, I think. So let's head on in. Thank you very much, sir. Have a good day. So vis-a-vis tickets, you can get them when you arrive here, but it's highly recommended because of the queues that you get them online. It's super easy, you can do it day of, and it's not like for each hour, so you can just pick your day, book your ticket, and you can come anytime, I think from 9 till 9 p.m, but just check the opening times because it does depend sometimes. I like how these doors open here. Okay, entering the flower section.
Inside the main building here, it's actually a really impressive construction here. We've gone past cacti, succulents. You used to have some of them, didn't you?
I did. They were my favourite in Switzerland, and there's so many varieties. I thought I had a lot, but here, as you can see, there's hundreds of different varieties. It's really cool in here, and actually looking out from the window behind, you can see the Formula One pit lane that's being built. I'm not sure we're going to get much closer than that.
No, it looks like they're doing a lot of work on it to upgrade it maybe for the next season. But maybe we see if we can get a little bit closer to it. Certainly on the track. I mean, it is a road race track, but I think that one is cordoned off most of the year to keep it ready.
But I think we're going to have another look through here. The most impressive thing about, this, like, what would you call it? It's like a garden, it's an indoor garden.
Like a botanical garden, really, isn't it?
Is the building though, so I'd like to walk to the other side and see some more of the architecture while wandering through all the different plants.
They have a different section for each part of the world in here, and we've stumbled across the Inca Trail, and what an amazing road that is, that was built by the Incas to connect all of the different villages and towns together for supply lines. You've got to go through Chile there, skirting next to Peru there, all the way up to Ecuador. We have to ride that road, I think. That looks like a place that Storm is eager to explore. Just looking at the map, it looks amazing. Somehow when you look at a map, it all becomes like a little bit more real and you get more enthusiasm for it. But yeah, I think this one is definitely going to have to be included on the world tour.
Well, shall we have a little walk through down there to see if we get a taste of what's to come?
Perhaps, yeah. Oh yeah, it carries on. There are some amazing photographs of South America shown over here, some fantastic sights in Peru. It's a part of the trip that we haven't even thought about at the moment because we've got so many other places to go in between, but it's always good to collect information as you go and maybe pin it on the map as potential places to go. There are some fantastic historical sites there, and it makes us really look forward to the journey ahead. Heading back into the city centre now, we've got a little bit of a downpour. The weather is quite unpredictable in Singapore. We've had, I think we had a day where it just rained the whole day, like torrential rain. But that is the season at the moment, so it's to be expected. So whenever the sun comes out or it stops raining, you need to get outside and see what you can see. But I guess it keeps the city looking nice and green.
But we're going to be heading back into the mall now to take some shade, and then we'll see what the plan is for the rest of the day, if this weather system's going to stick around, or we might have to call it a day.
Yeah, that's right. We've got a little bit of packing to do later on for our flight tomorrow. And then hopefully we won't have to do any big packing for quite a while.
Dun dun dun!
Where are they going? This is one of many of Singapore's more. This one has a river or a canal running through it, and you can actually take a boat tour through it. If you're heading to the gardens by the bay, you pretty much have to come through this shopping centre to get to them, which is not a bad way to cool off before you head back outside.
No, it's also good to grab some lunch here or a drink before you head over, if you're heading over for the evening show, or yeah, you're going to spend the day on that side, because it's quite a big city. It's good in a way, Singapore. It's very much a walking city, which is probably why we're enjoying it so much.
Yeah.
You really can walk around from all the different sites and see a lot in a couple of days. As we mentioned before, Singapore is the most expensive of all of the Southeast Asian countries, so 3 or 4 days here would be more than enough for you to get a good taste of the city.
As it is one of the main connecting hubs if you're doing some super long haul flights, it's actually worth getting off if you can arrange it where you can have a couple of days here. It's a good way to stretch your legs and break up a long flight. So well, we're going to head over there now back into the city centre, I guess, huh?
I think so. I fancy a drink first.
We're standing pretty much in the city centre here, and we stumbled across this small market pavilion. It's surrounded by giant skyscrapers, yet this original building remains. It was part of the original market built in 1824, and there's a picture of it there. And interesting enough, the sea came right up to the market there. But in 1879 is when they started to reclaim the sea there, and the land stretched further out. So it's really interesting to see it smack bang in the middle of the city, and one of the really original buildings of Singapore still being here. We can actually go inside as well and have a quick look, although I don't think inside has original markets, as I can see some neon signs.
Well, we're inside the market now, and if you're looking for a cheap eat here in Singapore, this seems to be the place to come. We've got main dishes ranging from around $5 Singaporean all the way up to 10 to 15, but there's some absolute bargains and the food smells fantastic. We're going to make our way through the market and then head towards Chinatown, which is just around the corner. So we have made it to the heart of Chinatown, and we're currently walking down Pagoda Street. Now there are quite a few streets you can walk down and explore here. There's Temple Street. I think there's another one where there is a very famous pagoda. We've already walked past some gorgeous facades. And Chinatown is actually really big. It's a lot bigger than where we were the other day and where we're staying, which is kind of more like the Arab district.
Yeah, that's right. It covers quite a few blocks here, doesn't it?
Does.
And I think they are old colonial buildings by the look of it. They're very decorative with wooden facades, and it's all very well preserved and spotlessly clean as well, is what you notice.
I feel like we've wandered back into China in like a weird way. It's so similar to some of the towns that we've been in when we've been traveling through China. So there's loads of food to try, there's loads of drink places, and loads of shops to explore. So let's have a little walk through these streets and see what else we can find.
Just in case you forget you're in Chinatown, there's some gigantic symbols on the building over there. We've cut across a few of the streets now, and I think we're going to head out of Chinatown now and head down this street as we make our way back to the hotel.
Can you smell the durian?
Yes, we have durian again. Do they have that in China? We didn't see that so much when we were there.
We saw it quite a bit, but I don't think we knew how it tasted at that point.
I thought we first saw it in Thailand.
No, we saw it a couple of times.
Oh, okay.
I think in Yunnan at the very end of our trip.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Lots of panda merch.
Gotta have the panda merch.
Walking down another one of the streets. This one is actually covered and got fans. Must be when Singapore gets extremely hot, but even today it is humid and sticky, so it's nice to have the bit of breeze in here. The architecture is fantastic as you walk around Chinatown. You could definitely spend a good half a day exploring all of the streets around here. Like every one you go down has got either some artwork or gorgeous architecture, and there's been so many nice shops to have a look around. And there's also a it's a pagoda that's to, I think, the teeth of Buddha.
The tooth of Buddha.
Tooth of Buddha. Unfortunately, it's closed today. It's having some restoration work, but it was gorgeous from the outside. I think we're going to walk back up Main Street now and head towards the hotel as our final little look through Chinatown. But it's been an incredible few days here in Singapore. It really has. I feel like we've only just scratched the surface of how much you can see and do here. There's so many other streets that have this kind of colonial architecture and then the really modern skyscrapers. There is an infinite amount of rooftop bars that you can go and see amazing views of the city and of the bay. But I think for us tonight, there is one last thing that we must do here in Singapore, and that is have a Singapore Sling. So I think we're gonna head back to our hotel and then we'll come out a little bit later to be able to try the famous Singapore Sling in Singapore.
What a fitting way to end our days in Singapore. We are in Raffles in the Long Bar in Singapore, and this is a very iconic place here and it's a must visit. And we've ordered already 2 original Singapore Slings, the birthplace of that drink.
Yeah, so it's apparently Singapore gin, cherry liqueur, grenadine, pineapple juice, fresh lime juice, and spice plantation bitters. And that's me without a drink.
I know, yeah, it's gonna be terrible by the time you've had that.
But the menu is gorgeous. Like,
Yeah.
look at that.
It is a very special place here indeed. It was opened in 1887, so it's been here a while. And the guys would come here with their wives, but during the time then, it was frowned upon or maybe even illegal for women to be seen drinking in public. So the bartender here in 1915 invented the Singapore Sling because the girls and ladies would drink teas and fruit juices instead. So he made this drink to look like it was a juice. So we are actually going to be drinking a girl's drink, and I'm okay with that.
I'm looking forward to trying it. I've never had a Singapore Sling before, so I think I'm going to try the best one possibly in the world first.
Yeah. And another unique thing, as which you're tucking in there, is everyone gets a big bag of monkey nuts, or peanuts with the shells on. And the tradition here is to throw the shells on the floor. So it's the only place in Singapore where littering is not illegal, but actively encouraged.
And try some?
Yeah, actually quite hungry, to be honest. At least they're easy, but I was going to put them in a little bowl there. But
Yeah, no, you have to put them on the floor. It feels wrong though.
it does, doesn't it? It's like, do it discreetly, I don't know, chuck them on there. Slingers are here. Cheers, Em.
Cheers.
To the next section of the trip.
The next stage. Ooh,
Sugary.
very drinkable. Very, very drinkable. Almost too drinkable actually.
That does taste like a fruit juice. That's a dangerous drink.
Ooh. It's strong though. That gin is really strong.
I really like that.
You've never looked more masculine.
Well, they haven't put an umbrella in. It could be worse. Like that coconut we had in Thailand.
We've ridden 35,000 kilometres for this drink and taken a flight.
It, yeah.
I do too.
Probably one of our first cocktails of the trip, I think.
Yeah, possibly, quite possibly. All right, cheers to heading around and
heading
to
around.
stage 6.
£55 lighter. That was no cheap drink, was it?
It was worth it though, but that was the most expensive cocktail we've ever had in our lives.
I think ever will have.
We lived
actually.
in Switzerland for 10 years.
That's like 2 tanks of fuel on Storm, but it was worth it. It was
We
good to
didn't
come
get a
here.
second round, that's for sure.
But yeah, we're going to head out of the bar now and going to make our way back to the hotel. If Em can walk straight, are you okay there, Em?
I'm buzzed.
I think she drank that a little bit too quick, if I'm honest. The daylight has gone, actually. It's come up to 7 o'clock and it'll soon be dark, I think. But that was a good way to say goodbye to Singapore.
And Southeast Asia, it's over. It's over. It's time for a new
indeed.
chapter. It really is. It's been an incredible, what has been nearly 3 months exploring Southeast Asia, and now it is time to pack up for one last time and get on a flight to a completely new destination, one that we have wanted to explore for the longest time. Storm's already there, and now we both just need to get our butts back.
Yeah, Storm has arrived and we've been informed today that he has not yet had a quarantine check. It is scheduled for tomorrow. I thought it was scheduled for today, but it
Yeah.
seems like it's now tomorrow. If he doesn't pass it, that could be quite a delay.
Yeah.
But we're just going to have fingers crossed that he passes the check. he couldn't be cleaner. I spent ages cleaning it, as you saw in the previous episode. So
If they say he's not clean, it's a lie.
It is. I don't trust that country's expectation.
No. I mean, we've done everything we've can, and now it's just kind of in the hands of somebody else, which is always the worst part. But it's been awesome spending some time in Singapore. But it is over. Southeast Asia is over, and we'll see you all next season as we explore a new country and show you all around somewhere very, very exciting.
Yeah, we're very excited
We really are.
about the next few months. So see you in the next episode.